Hello everybody! So today we are going to be checking out a Ford GT down at the Shop Seattle. If you guys don't know what the Shop Seattle is, it is an automotive and motorcycle enthusiast country club for people like us, and I'm a member. And they are giving me the opportunity to check out the only Ford GT in Seattle. So, I'm late as per usual, so I need to get in my car and head down to Seattle right now. One really cool thing about the shop is if you do end up being a member, oh my gosh, that sun's in my face. You get this cool little shop key that you scan at the front desk. So we're about to do that and check out this car. Little backstory, this is the fabrication shop. And then over here there's some more lifts. This is Matt, guys. He's the owner of the shop.
Hello.
But it's so easy nowadays.
But of course, this morning I just built I was there too. Okay, you guys ready for the action?
Yeah. Hang on.
Get your phones out.
Hang on. What the heck? This thing is, wow.
The blue webbing. And then the number 2 embossing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that they actually mean like a lever. Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and give a lot of the cars that are in here is the storage behind them, and even though this one's brand new with just a little over 400 miles on it, there's stories behind this car even before it was born, I guess. So I'll turn it over to Alan to tell the story of how he got it and ordering it and all that.
Yeah, thanks Matt, and thanks for the opportunity to come down and talk about the car and show it off. Let me start from the beginning. It was 4 years ago. There's an event every year in LA called E3, and I run Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon. They're Xbox racing games. If you don't know them, go buy an Xbox and figure it out. I've got 2 of my team right over here. This guy makes everything look pretty, and this guy makes all the tracks actually world-class and accurate. So, anyway, 4 years ago, we were at E3, and we had, it would have been the Huracan on the pedestal being shown. It was our cover car for Horizon 2, and Mark Bentley, this always confuses me because it was Mark Bentley who worked for Ford, came up and whispered in my ear, hey, we have something really special, we think it would make a great cover car, you guys have to come out and check it out. And we're like, okay, you know, we've heard that before, you know, probably a new Ford Mustang, whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with a Ford Mustang. We've got a lot of them at the studio. But there was this Project Phoenix thing they were talking about. And so, as usually happens, people like these guys end up doing all the cool travel. So I stayed at the office, we sent some guys out, and they got taken down into this hidden bunker in Dearborn, Michigan, under the Ford factory. Totally stealth. None of the executives really knew about it, just a few of them, to go see basically what was the clay model of the Ford GT. And they're like, here is what we're going to do. We're going to go back to Le Mans 50 years later, and we're going to purpose build a race car to go win Le Mans 50 years later. And then we're going to, because you have to be in the GT class, we're going to make customer cars out of it too. And we would love to have it be the cover car of the next Forza Motorsport. And they had mocked up screens, they'd taken in-game art and superimposed the Ford GT on it and everything to just like convince us that we should do it. And, you know,
like we needed.
Yeah, like we did much convincing. The story is awesome. John Wendell, who's the head of our content team, came back, and the way he described it was, well, it's kind of Ford GT in the front and LMP in the back. And that's really kind of what they delivered. Was it looks like a Le Mans prototype from the back, and it looks Ford GT from the front. And they just nailed the styling of it. So fast forward to Detroit, where it was unveiled. We had been working with the car model, the CAD, for about 6 months to get it in game so we could create assets for it. So we could announce that it was the cover car of our next game, but we didn't say what game it was because we weren't announcing our game till E3. And we were excited about it, and then Ford was unveiling the car. And it was, I mean, you guys are all car guys, it was pretty much a secret. I mean, they've done a good job of, you know, there was some speculation that maybe they'd go back to Le Mans, but they blew people away with it at Detroit. At that, I was doing press, and I was doing press with Raj McNair, who was the head of the program, and I was doing press with Henry Ford III. And I told Henry at the time, it's like, you know, I want to be on the list, right, for the car. And he's like, yeah. No, number one, Henry. He's like, no. I'm like, no, number one, Henry. And then when he was saying no to that, I said, well, we're turn 10, it should be number 10. How about number 10? So some time passed. We went to E3 the following June. If you haven't seen the video from that, we dropped the Ford GT from the ceiling of the auditorium. We didn't drop it, which was great. I got to spend like 3 days with Henry Ford. We had a great time. He's a great guy. He's worked in a parts department at a Ford dealer. He's worked as a salesman on the show floor. He was the head of marketing for Performance, Ford Performance at the time. So he's kind of had this whole like working his way up the corporate ladder. Cool guy. Anyway, fast forward.
His ladder was probably pretty short.
Sorry?
His ladder was probably pretty short.
Yeah, I think he had an in. Fast forward, they announced this program, and any of you who have been around the stories around the Ford GT know that we all had to apply to buy a car. So you had to and there was this whole thing you had to fill out, which was like, hey, your history with Ford. Well, honestly, I didn't have a history with Ford. I was driving an Aston Martin DBS, which is a great car, but wasn't really a Ford. And then it asked you for like your standing in social media, and so I took the video of us dropping the Ford GT, and I submitted a picture of me with Henry Ford standing in front of the Ford GT, and I said, submit. And that didn't get me number 1, and it didn't get me number 10, but it did get me car number 79, which is pretty cool. It's probably car number 50 in customer hands about. It was delivered last September. But to rewind a little bit, it was all kind of coming in hot. So there's this order booklet, which I didn't get till about a month ago, or 2 months ago. So I should have had this when I was first on the list. You got a letter congratulating you, you're on the list. Has anyone here submitted for a Ford GT? Yeah? Have you gotten the no. Still waiting? Okay. So when you get accepted, you get this booklet, and this is to just prep you, and it has some cool stuff in it. It's walks you through the whole process. It gives you the Ford concierge number because there is basically someone 24 hours a day ready to take your call, and you get this cool steel and
Black card.
carbon fiber card that goes with it. I've used this.
The Ford black card.
I'll tell that story in a minute. So once you get that, you then, and I'm gonna make some space here, actually. Once you actually get your order window, they send you this. And I had the honor of being one of the first ones in the world to get this. And we put it on YouTube, thank you. So go up and search Alan Hartman Ford GT and you can see the video of this. You can also see the factory tour we did. This is really cool. So this is actually the latch from the race car on the engine compartment. So you pop that, opens it up. This is all carbon fiber.
Wow.
This is your order kit. So show real paint sample. Here's the red. And it's really cool because you can decide what stripes. Like, here's my black with silver, but you can say, wow, what does red? And this is Ford. Isn't this cool? So you can, believe me, hours of fun playing with this. So these are all the standard colors. And this was the original launch color, the blue. It's the color that our show car was, it's the color that our cover car was. And I really thought this was the car I was going to get, but I'll tell that story. Yellow is very pretty. Silver and orange, that's been popular. It's very striking. Blue and white, white and blue, a lot of people doing that. And then there's the matte black as well. But it doesn't stop there. Got your wheel colors, and you can actually choose what caliper goes on it. That's the magnet. You can mix and match that. And then these are the interior options. Showing you. So really, I mean, as one of our lead car artists said at Turn 10, he said, I think your order kit costs more than my car. But anyway.
The thoughtfulness though put into that.
It's just incredible design.
And so you got that kit after you had been approved as a buyer?
Yep, yep. They overnighted it to my house. I was waiting for it so I could go in and shoot this video about getting the order kit because I was going to open it up blind, which I did. And I was waiting and waiting, and this FedEx guy shows up to my door with this big, I mean, the box this thing came in was like this almost the size of a washer. And the guy comes up and it says right on it, like Ford GT order kit. And so this FedEx guy like hands it to me, he's just kind of standing there like, I'm like, thank you, and run out the back and take it to work. But no, it's very cool. So what we did, because I wanted to include our team, I wanted to include our community in this whole process, was we put it up on YouTube, and then we asked people what should we take? What should the Turn 10 Ford GT be? And there were a few cool options. One of them was the car you see behind you, the Heritage Edition, which is represented by this kit right here. And so this commemorates the 1966 Le Mans car, which was number 2 that came in first place. You know, if you guys know the story of Henry Ford being, they were about to buy Ferrari, and then Enzo gave him one of these, and Henry got really pissed off, and he said, okay, we're going to go beat them at their own game. We're going to go to Le Mans, which Ferrari had been dominating, and we're going to beat them. And so that's what the number 2 car was all about. So it has some cool features. The gold wheels, which the original car had. The number 2, obviously, silver stripes, the white number 2. It also has, and I encourage you all to check this out, they actually embossed the number 2 in the carbon fiber of the door on the inside. Nice touch. And then also the blue seatbelt webbing, which is the same as the Le Mans car. So I have to say I was kind of taken by it myself, but then we asked the community, and it was pretty overwhelmingly, people were just like, you go up to the YouTube comments on the ordering kit and it's like, heritage, heritage. A fair number is still saying, you know, you should get the blue. I tell you, when I went to the factory, this color is gorgeous. It's the only, it turns out the only, I think, triple layer process they have in the paint shop there. The red is just so deep, it changes color.
That was my vote.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous color. But another benefit of the Heritage is all leather seats. It's only in the Heritage edition. The other ones have Alcantara on the bolsters and stuff. I just love the leather steering wheel instead of the Alcantara as well. I just love the retro feel of that. So then you get on the...
We let the Forza community vote on it?
Let the Forza community vote on it, then got on my call with the Ford concierge, and you go through all the ordering options.
Were you tempted to hire a secret programmer to ping the voting system so you could rig the color?
Oh, I was totally willing to override them.
Because what if they think, I don't know.
No, I said at the time, no Bodie McBoatface. Do you guys remember that story? Yeah. I was worried about that I'd end up with this lime green and purple striped Ford GT. No, so then you get on the call, and even when you do the Heritage, most of the, it's black or flat black. Don't mean to insult anyone, but I think flat paints will age out and have a date to them, so I didn't really want to go with that with this car. I can always wrap it if I want a flat. The regular lug nuts or titanium lug nuts, I went for the titanium. Those are $200 a piece, I believe. What else did there was the titanium exhaust or not. Everything I heard was the sound didn't really change with the titanium exhaust, and it saved, I don't know, whatever, 7 pounds, 20 pounds, something like that. I'm glad I didn't do it because the guys in Czechoslovakia, I think it's Czechoslovakia that does the titanium exhaust, are so far behind. It would have delayed the car 4 to 6 months if I chose the titanium. Yeah, I needed more cred with this car. Then wait. Their production spooled up much slower than they thought. They had a lot of, I think, probably quality control issues and other things that just slowed them down, and they were running cars back through it. A livery, this is painted. So their process for painting the hood, they paint it, I think the silver is painted first, then they mask it off and they paint the white, and then they mask it off and they paint the black. And so and I'll let you guys do this, run your finger across, there's just literally no ridge there. It's, and then it's, got to meet the head of the paint shop there, and he promised to put an extra layer of clear coat on my car and make it perfect. So, yeah, the paint job on the Heritage is just by far the most complex thing they do, having to do 3 different paints and masking everything. This here is print on aluminum. That is my car in the inspection bay at the factory. So once the car is all finished, before it's approved to go, they put it into this, basically it looks like a paint booth, but it's an inspection bay. And they check the whole thing out, and then they take a few photos. No, there is a couple. It's Ford Sync, so if you love Ford. Okay, everybody clear?
Getting pretty used to hanging out.
Yeah, it feels good now.
That was insane. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a longer video. I'm sorry about that. I'm actually kind of stuttering right now. The guy who owns the car works and runs the Forza game, and so he gave me a free copy of Forza 7, which was so nice. So his name was Alan. Alan, thank you so much. I appreciate his time that he, spent to explain about the car. Crazy, crazy. The way that car is it's like, the Ford GT is so crazy, but just by looking at it visually, you're kind of speechless. And that's kind of how I am right now. Like, talking about it is very, very difficult. Great time. I hope you guys liked the video. Please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you want more content like this, let me know. Put a comment down there. Once again, I am at the shop. This is an automotive and motorcycle country club. You can become a member. There are things like detail indoor wash bay with warm water you can even get in, car lifts, tools to work on your car, and car storage. And of course, there's a pool table, cigar lounge, and all that other stuff, and delicious food. So if you're in Seattle, check it out. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get on playing with this. And everyone have a great rest of your day.